Before alert, I was kind of lost at life.
I didn't really know much going into it. I knew it was kind of like a military boot camp, so to say, but I didn't really know much. I hadn't heard the stories. I knew about the 24 and the survival week, but that was really all.
I was definitely different, that's for sure. I was more self-centered. I can see that pretty clearly.
I didn't have a whole bunch of direction in life, and I was like, yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do, how I wanna live my life. And like, I was still basing what I believed off of kind of what my parents believed.
I thought it was all that and 2 bags of chips. My brother went through this. I should be fine. Should I have done some more things to prepare for it? Probably, but I'll be fine.
Our night was definitely a big culture shock.
I remember we were kind of shaking a little bit because we were so excited.
It's the sort of excitement you get when you know something's about to happen, but you have almost no clue how or in what way the thing that you've been looking forward to is happening.
My heart was beating so fast. I don't think I've ever been that nervous in my life, to be honest.
I remember walking up, and I still don't even know who cut my hair because I was so nervous. I didn't want to look at the person. But I sat down, they started cutting my hair, and they asked me, why did you come to alert? I remember saying something about, oh, I think I need discipline, sir. And I remember he actually stopped cutting my hair. He turned off the razor. He told me that, he's like, if all you come into basic is to gain something for yourself, or you want to, get discipline here, you think alert's going to somehow make you more of a man than you already are, he's like, then you're not here for the right reasons.
We woke up that first morning to the classic squad leader yelling, and the lights flicked on in your face. Everybody's bleary-eyed, and you just get after it.
The things that really made sure that I was capable and really showed me where I was able to do things that I thought I couldn't do were a lot of the challenges of basic training. A lot of the hikes were really good physical indicators of what I could do. A lot of the challenges that we did as squads, as teams, that really showed what could be accomplished with good teamwork and good leadership capabilities.
There was some growth and some good, I would say, just how to handle certain situations.
When I stopped focusing on what I was dreading, when I started focusing on what can I do in the moment, was where I first started thinking like that, what can I do in the moment to push myself. It was amazing to see it wasn't because I was physically limited, it was because I was mentally limiting myself by saying I can't do this.
First in basic training, I was forced to rely on God for my strength and not myself. So that made me pray a ton more than I usually did. And that's definitely a habit that I need to continue when I go back outside of alert.
Second phase was a really good opportunity for learning how to deal with people outside of basic training, because we had all had the mindset together of working with each other in that closed environment. And that has its place. The closed environment helps us to grow in specific ways, teaches us to persevere and look for the small details, to be selfless, to help one another, to encourage each other. But it's so much deeper when you don't have somebody looking over your head, and when a guy you don't have to help somebody because nobody's watching you, but you have that opportunity. When you don't have to pick up the piece of trash out in your barracks, but you know you should. And so it was a good opportunity to take responsibility for yourself when nobody was watching.
That more freedom that battalion offers, that way to kind of show that and grow that self-discipline.
In second phase, I'd definitely say my favorite thing was going to Florida for the dive trip. My favorite part of that was going and seeing the ocean, hanging out, playing ultimate frisbee, and just we got to see part of the sunset over the Atlantic Ocean, and that was super cool.
My favorite week of second phase was the tech rescue week, I had a blast with that. That was, I think that was our first week of training that we had, and that was just something that I really enjoyed doing.
I was very convicted by the Bible studies that were given in second phase with 2 Timothy, where it was Paul writing to Timothy, which is a young pastor, and the exhortations Paul gave to Timothy, I really applied it to myself, and it really worked in my weak areas to grow myself as a person and putting God at the center and not despising my youth, but using it for God's glory.
Probably one of my takeaways would be always adapt, always be ready to learn more, always be open-minded.
I really liked diving. My goal and dream had been to dive more and get that, so it was a big bonus to be able to get that in.
I'd say my favorite part of second phase was definitely Fire Week. It was challenging, but it was also really fun. It was one of those weeks where, yeah, it's physically challenging, mentally challenging, but it's also one of those alert things that, you know, this is gonna be hard, but it's a fun kind of hard. High angle rescue definitely pulled me most out of my comfort zone. Me having a fear of heights, it definitely pushed me past my limit of, I guess, facing my fears.
Going underwater and just seeing different perspective of things, doing things down there with, being able to just breathe air, but having a tank. It definitely stretched me a lot because I wasn't really that water confident. So it definitely grew my confidence in the water.
I think my highlight was probably scenario day. I kind of remember like we were all tired, we were just laying in the back of the apparatus and we're all in bunker gear and we're just like, me and a couple of other guys are just sharing stories. It was just really fun. And just getting to respond to different calls and riding in the back of an apparatus and fire gear is something you really don't get the chance to do a lot.
The best part of battalion life, by far, is the brotherhood. Going through challenges, through struggles, like the joys, the highs, the lows, and at the end of the day, you can know that they're there for you, and that whatever happens, they're going to be helping you out and carrying you along if you need it. And it feels really satisfying to carry someone along as well and make sure that they succeed, and then watch them thrive the next day.
I guess coming out of second phase, realizing there wasn't any huge changes because of me not pushing myself. So start of third phase, I made a goal, start, for example, exercising more, but also reading my Bible and praying more at night before I go to bed instead of just in the morning.
My favorite thing in third phase is probably deployment, because my third phase construction got to go to Alaska. We were hanging drywall like the whole time, but it was still a really cool trip. Just going to Alaska, seeing the ocean with mountains in the horizon behind it, and also just, Alaska's beautiful.
The way I pray, the way I think of prayer, how I pray, how often I pray, how much I pray, the things I pray for, that really has changed drastically. I find it's made a huge difference in my relationship with God. How we are to use that link with God, I guess you could say. Like, we have a one-on-one communication link with God. It's something you want to take advantage of and use well.
For my third phase option, I decided to do Cadre just because I realized the impact that basic had on me as a recruit, and I was very thankful for it, and I wanted to help other guys in the similar or same way come to the same place or move along their journey with Christ, I guess. Just because I realized how powerful it was, how special it was.
I think my biggest key takeaway from this quarter was just how easy it is to be apathetic and just not care about things, and how easy that can just destroy you.
We went to the Good News Boys Home up by Indianapolis. These guys grew up in pretty rough homes, and then coming out of that through the kindness and love from the boys' home, they had come to a faith in Jesus.
We were able to, share a devotional with them, each of us were, and that was just really good growing experience for me. Is I was able to hear one of their testimonies, to see where those guys are coming from.
One of the best ways that you can witness to somebody is through your actions and not by what you say, because you can say whatever to people and it might be good, but they're ultimately gonna watch how you act.
Alert's not an answer, it's a tool, and it's how you use that tool to transform your life.
You can go through the motions of alert as much as you want, but you're still gonna be the exact same person you were when you started on our night, unless you wanna grow, unless you wanna push yourself.
Overall, the instructors in the different points of views, different perspectives, it just gives you so much to think about, you know? I love it, and you still have so much more learning that you can do after you get out of alert.
Throughout my time here at Alert, it's given me some good opportunities just to grow closer to God, and has pushed and stretched me in some areas that I needed pushing and stretching, and it's still continuing to grow me, so it's been really cool.
I'm not perfect, but that's kind of the point. My love grows often cold, like in the song, He Will Hold Me Fast. It's that even when I do fail, when I have bad days, I still go back to God and His promises.
I've just been reminded of the necessity to pursue Christ above all else and remind ourselves of the gospel every day, because the gospel is the only thing that transforms a man. And just realizing that we are transformed as Christians. The love that Christ has shown us should move us to show that love to others.